on 0 to 1, where we pick up a technology every week and we try to learn as much as we can in a very short span of time. This week, we're going to focus on Python. So what is Python? Python, according to Wikipedia, is an open source, high level, general purpose programming language which is widely used for application programming development. We could directly jump into the coding part, but we are not going to do so. Because before that, I would like to clarify one doubt of yours, that should we learn Python programming? Let's say if you are a college student who is currently studying computer science or something, and you are going to sit into your placements in like 2 years, should you really be worrying about learning Python? The short answer is yes. The long answer, I'll tell you now. According to Stack Overflow Developer Survey 2019, Python is the fastest growing programming language on earth. In fact, if you Google search top programming languages 2020, you will find a bunch of websites and blogs, all of them saying the same thing, that Python is actually the future of programming, right? But we're not going to trust these blogs or websites, are we? Instead, what we will do is, we'll do our own research. Let me tell you how I do my researches. Whenever I am in doubt whether I should learn a particular technology or not, I go to Google Trends and I do a proper keyword search. Let me show you how the search will look for Python. So we are in Google Trends and now I'm going to search for Python and we'll select this option, Python programming language. And over here, what I'll do is, I'll select India as the country. And I'll select past 5 years as my search duration. And this is the curve, guys. So on the x-axis, we have the dates or the time duration. And on the y-axis, we have interest over time. Let us read what's written over here. So this number actually represents search interest relative to the highest point on the chart for a given region and time. A value of 100 is the peak popularity. Okay. So if you see in 2015, the peak popularity score was around 20-25. And now you can see Python's popularity has been an increasing function, and in the recent times, it's around Feb. I'm recording this video in April, where there is a dip because of coronavirus. But even before that, and even now, the popularity is touching almost 100. So you can actually see that this trend is a positive trend, and it's going to pick even more in the future. Okay, if you go down, these are the various states in India where Python is used a lot. So the mostly it's the cities, the major cities in India: Bangalore, Maharashtra as in Mumbai and Pune, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, and probably Chennai, right? What you can do is, you can easily compare it with some other language. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to compare it with Java, its main competitor. So I'll select Java programming language and it's going to be shown in red. So this is the graph. So as you can see, obviously Java is used much more in comparison to Python, but there is a clear trend in Java as well that the popularity is kind of decreasing over time, right? You can see that. So currently it's somewhere around 23 or 25. Whereas it was around 100 in 2015. So you can see a side-by-side comparison of both the languages, where one language, Python, is picking up new pace, and Java is kind of on its decline. So I'm not at all saying that Java is not used anymore. In fact, it's used a lot in many enterprise applications. But if you are going to pick the trend shows that Python is going to overtake Java in the coming years. So now that we know that Python is actually a big deal, let us try and answer one more question. What are the reasons for Python's success? Because you will be surprised to know that Python was invented in 1989 by Guido van Rossum, even before Java. So what do you think are the reasons? If you ask me, there are three main reasons. The first one is that Python is a general purpose programming language, which means that Python is applicable to a wide area of software development. Like you can make a GUI software like VLC Media Player or Google Chrome using Python. You can also make a console application which can work as a networking software. You can also make games using Python, and if you want, you can also do data science and machine learning projects. So it has a wide area it has a very wide area where it is applicable. Okay. The second reason is the language itself, the beautiful design of the language. Python is a language which has a very easy syntax, right? If you compare it to Java or C, programming in Python is like a breeze. Any beginner would love it. In fact, once you start programming in Python, there is no going back to Java or C. You will absolutely hate that. So what is special? Python has, first of all, a very easy syntax. Second, it has high-level data structures which will give you almost every function that you need in software development. It also has features like dynamic typing and dynamic binding, which will help you in rapid application development. The code readability aspect will also make working in teams a breeze. Okay, so these are the factors because of which coding in Python is so much easier than other languages. The third reason is the wide support of libraries and the ecosystem itself. So in the past 10 years, many programmers have taken up Python as their hobby language or support language or second language. So what they have done is they have created tons of libraries in every software field, right? So if you are a beginner who is doing some project, there is a huge probability that you will always find a library to start with. Okay, so if you want to do numerical computing, you can always start with NumPy. If you want to do data analysis, you can go with Pandas and Seaborn. If you want to do machine learning, you can go with scikit-learn. If you want to do web development, there is Flask and Django. If you want to develop a game, there is Pygame. If you want to do database development, there is SQL Alchemy. If you want to do web scraping, there is Beautiful Soup. And there are so many other libraries that I don't know of. Like, so I think these are the three reasons because of which Python is getting extremely popular in today's time. So what are the various career options if you are going to become a Python developer? Before that, I would like to tell you this. Again, I would like to quote a very trusted source, Indeed.com, the biggest job search engine on the web. Python has the most number of software jobs on their portal, even more than Java. So in a way, Python has got both the quality of jobs as well as the quantity of jobs, right? So the future looks really bright. Now, what role should you choose for yourself if you are a Python programmer? I would suggest three job roles. The first one is you can become a data science or machine learning engineer, right? So if you are someone who is into the field of AI, artificial intelligence, you love maths and you have a aptitude for analysis, you can take up this role. This is a great job opportunity. Recently it's getting very famous. The salaries are very good, the work is challenging, and there is a great chance that you'll love it. The second option is to become a web developer. So if you are amazed by the field of web development and you also want to develop your own website, you can become a web developer using Python. The good part about web development is that it's an evergreen field, right? The jobs are always good, the salaries are good, and the life is very stable, right? And the third is to become a generic software development engineer. So if you are someone who loves coding, who loves to do coding challenges, you like data structures, algorithms, then you should become a software development engineer at some good company like Google, Facebook, or Amazon. Okay, so these are the various fields which you can choose once you have expertise in Python programming. So now, if I have succeeded in convincing you to become a Python programmer, let us not waste any time, right? Let's start coding. Let's start learning Python. But before learning, before starting, I would like to just point out one last thing, that this is a long video, right? Almost 3 hours. I have tried to cover almost every fundamental concept that you require in Python. So when you are done with this video, and if you are having this question, what now? What should I do? How to proceed? For that, I have compiled a huge resource list, and I have put that in the description box below. You can go and check that out. It is a list of various courses, videos, PDFs, documents, and whatnot. So many things together, and if you follow them, there is a great chance that you'll be able to become a good Python programmer. The good part is most of those things are free, so you don't have to pay anything. Okay, so go check it out. And now that we are done with the introductory part, let us start the coding part.